Okay. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
Ravens in the chat trying to be slick. I see him.
What'd he say?
He said, let me say this before it begins. Celtics undefeated right now, back-to-back champs incoming.
Salute to Raven C. Thanks for coming through, Raven C. Our guy Eric L is first. He says, greetings, everyone. Have a most excellent show.
What's
Appreciate you, Eric L. Thank you for coming through. We got Urban in the house. Says, Harb sent me. We like our guys. Y'all getting started early. Okay. Just Aloe in the house. Says, hello, LBHT crew. I hope everyone is doing well. Yes, we are doing well. Yes. D-Melo, what's good? Says D-Melo, what's good, guys? Hey, what's good with you, D-Melo? Thanks for coming through. We got Jeremy Miller in the house. Says, hey, happy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I think we're on Facebook. I think I fixed it. Yes. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio version of this, then it is Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hope you're enjoying your lunch. Make sure you leave a 5-star review and share with your friends and loved ones because we are trying to grow out in these streets. Okay. We got our guy Nitro. What's good, Nitro, from the Wonderkin Show?
What's up, Nitro?
That's what I'm talking about. Hashtag defund the defense. You're speaking my language, Nitro. That's what I like to see. All right. Zeke Hokage in the house. Says Jose and Brodny. What's good, unks and everyone? Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Willie Seabond in the house says, what's good, fellas? Harbs is preparing to ride the coattail once again. Shaking my head. Yeah, that's what he does. And it's very lucrative for him.
Yeah.
Yolanda from Ravens Talk with Yolanda says, good evening, LBHT family. Salute to you, Yolanda. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Danity's here. She says, welcome to the chat, everyone. Hit the like and subscribe button as you enter. Cash App, $ LBHT Show, hashtag road to 3,000. Everybody listen to Danity. Okay, yes, we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Okay, we want to hit 3,000 really quick. All right, I feel good about it. I feel good. We're on a good pace. And yes, the Cash App is how we do our super chat over here. $ LBHT Show. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Streamlabs page. Either way, you can leave your donation, leave your comment. You get an animation on the screen, and we read your comment on air. Okay? Well worth it. Who else is in here? That damn Dub 20 says, what up, doe? What up, doe? That's what our guy Aaron Duncan does over on Unnecessary Bluntness. Okay? That's the Panthers channel. What up, doe, fellas? I really like the move for DJ. Defense is ass. Hashtag defund the defense. Hashtag count on Lamar. Hashtag fire John Harbaugh. Hashtag EDC2. You speaking my language too. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yes, man. You guys are with it. The day before Halloween. Yes. Who else we got here? Ayo Fon says Xavier Howard, free agency, and a number 2 and number 4 Max Crosby. What do you think?
No, thank you to Xavier Howard. And the Raiders said that they're not trading him.
I don't think a 2 and a second and a fourth would get it done anyway.
I don't think it would either, but they say they're not trading him regardless. Yeah. And it's a hard pass on Xavier Howard.
Filthy was good. He says, I'm getting sick of Ravens fans complaining about the Johnson trade. It's like they don't want Lamar to have as many weapons as possible. What's up with that? We'll get into that. Pay the bills. What's good? Says North checking in from Canada. Is that what they say over there? I could, that might be a little racist. I'm sorry. All right, we got through all the chats. Hit that like button on your way in. If you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Yes, we talked yesterday. We did a quick stream and we talked about the trade. Today we're going to break it down even more. the impact for both teams. Okay, we're going to talk about the upcoming games this Sunday. The Ravens are playing the Broncos. The Panthers are playing the Saints.
Yeah.
Yes, they're playing the Saints. All right. And we have a court of public opinion for you guys. Sometimes court of public opinion, the docket is full, and we have too many. The line is full. We gotta shuffle through all the cases. Sometimes it's a little light out there. Okay, the streets are clean, but we found one, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we found one. We're going to discuss that, and we're going to do our week 9 picks. I think that's the lineup for today. It's in the description. Check out the description. All right. Okay. All right. And we're going to have a guest. One of our friends is going to join us to give his thoughts on the trade as well. Okay, our friend Adrian. All right. We're going to start the show. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And I saw, I peeked. We got a special Black History fact for Halloween.
We do. A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
All right.
Welcome to this week's Black History Fact. The snallygaster is a fascinating creature rooted deeply in American folklore, especially in the regions surrounding Frederick County, Maryland. This legendary beast is often depicted as a terrifying combination of bird and reptile. Imagine a dragon-like entity with a metallic beak lined with razor-sharp teeth, large wings capable of swooping silently, and sometimes even octopus-like tentacles. The origins of the snallygaster legend can be traced back to the early German immigrants who settled in the region during the 18th century. They brought with them tales of a creature they called the Schneller Geist, or Quick Spirit, which was said to be a ghastly, bird-like demon. Over time, the legend evolved and took on new characteristics, blending elements from Native American folklore and other local myths. These often described gruesome encounters with the beast, which supposedly had a penchant for swooping down from the sky to snatch up livestock, pets, and even unsuspecting humans. Some stories claim the snallygaster had a taste for blood, much like a vampire, adding to its horrifying reputation. One of the more notable episodes in the snallygaster's lore occurred in 1909 when the creature was reportedly sighted multiple times in Maryland. Newspapers across the country ran stories about the sightings, with some accounts describing how the snallygaster left behind strange tracks and a lingering stench of sulfur. They also detailed how the monster only attacked black people. The frenzy reached such a height that the Smithsonian Institution offered a reward for the creature's hide. President Theodore Roosevelt reportedly considered postponing an African safari to hunt the beast. Despite these thrilling tales, there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of the snallygaster. Historians often view the legend as a combination of folklore, media hype, and perhaps a few well-executed hoaxes. Yet, the snallygaster remains an enduring part of local culture, celebrated in festivals and local lore, and it continues to capture the imagination of those who hear its chilling story. The snallygaster's legacy is a testament to the power of storytelling and the human fascination with the unknown. Whether viewed as a genuine cryptid, a symbol of cultural fusion, or a mere product of overactive imaginations, the snallygaster endures as a captivating chapter in the annals of American folklore.
Man, the snallygaster is a wild, wild name.
Right.
Sheesh. Hey, how, man, why are folklores, even folklores are racist? Man, what's up with that? A fictional monster wants to kill black people too?
That's right.
Sheesh.
That's right.
Oh, man. Tracy's here. Our friend Tracy. What's going on, Tracy? Thanks for coming through. Slippery Pete, I see you. Says if Orr is still here, then this organization is not serious to be a Super Bowl contender. Who are you gonna get right now? Like, this is something that you guys usually ask us when we say fire somebody, right? Like fire Harbaugh. We don't say fire Harbaugh in season. We say fire Harbaugh, right? And it's who are you gonna get? But y'all want Orr gone in season. You don't want passive P's coaching the defense. You don't want that to happen.
Again, Mike Macdonald was not performing much better in his first season.
I mean, Zach Orr is this defense is worse. But you're right. Mike Macdonald, his first season was not good. No. For sure.
That was the year where couldn't hold a lead.
I know.
And unlike what's happened with Zach Orr a couple times, you lost the games.
Yeah. Because we all remember the Miami game, but it happened a couple other times too. The Buffalo game stands out to me as well.
Yeah.
So, yes. Okay, got a few more people in here. DDSQ's in the house. Salute to DDSQ. Thanks for coming through. Agent E, salute Agent E. What's going on? I got Adrian says that thing ugly. Yes, Agent. Whenever you're ready, come on through, and we'll discuss. Right, let's get to it. And shout out to Nitro, man. You guys listen to Nitro. He says smash the like button. Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you subscribe to the Wonderkin Show as well if you're not already. All right. Okay. Look. We got a games coming up, but let's talk more about this trade because we did a quick reaction to it, an instant reaction. Now we have time to settle down. KB, you're a little upset yesterday, not because of the trade, but more so because of the compensation.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you more about that after the break.
Okay. All right. Now, you were saying.
I still hate it. I hate it more than yesterday. Because I wasn't even thinking yesterday about the fact that Baltimore is going to get a comp pick when he walks when they don't pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they gave us that 5th round pick, the late 5th round pick, in exchange for our 6th. And then they're going to get probably a 5th or so for Diontae Johnson leaving in free agency. Or they'll just have a better receiver when they sign him to an extension. But I don't think they're going to do that.
You don't think they'll sign him to an extension?
No. It costs money.
What if he really balls out? I think it does cost money.
Costs more money if he really balls out. He's going to cost money as is. And they've already extended Rashad Bateman. They're going to extend Zay Flowers. They're going to extend Isaiah Likely. And they'll tell you, we can't afford to sign Diontae Johnson because we have to fix issues on the O-line and we have to fix issues in the secondary. And then they'll use their draft picks for those.
Right. Yeah. So, you just read out the playbook. It's the same playbook every single season, and they'll have the gatekeepers out there pushing that narrative as well. But Diontae Johnson could, like you said, be the best wide receiver on the team, or he could easily be the number 2 and beat out Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman didn't get a big contract. Yes, he got an extension, but it's an extension he shouldn't have signed. Okay. So there's money there for that. And with certain players that should be coming off the books, Marcus Williams, you'll have a little bit more money. Okay. I don't want to put that out in the air. I like Marcus Williams. I hope Marcus Williams bounce back. Get your money. Okay. But
he already got it. You don't have to feel bad. He got it and he robbing y'all.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I have okay.
It's part of the game too.
All right. Just to pivot just for a second from the trade and talk about the defense. I don't think these players are bad. I don't think Marcus Williams is bad. I don't think Roquan Smith is bad. All right. I don't think Nate Wiggins or these. I don't even think Owe's bad. I think Owe can play. He has his moments, right? It's consistency. And right now, they're just not performing as a team. So that's on the coaches. I mean, even Colin Hamilton had that drop interception. So, I don't think we're as bad off on defense as it seems. People are like, oh man, we got to make a move to turn this around. First of all, no one move is going to turn this defense around. That's just not going to happen. Second of all, I just don't think these players are nearly as bad as they've been performing. We got to do a better job coaching them up, right?
Yeah, I think they're stuck in neutral.
Yeah,
I think they're kind of coasting, and that and that's on coaching, and it's on the players as well. But they've got to get somebody or something to kind of snap them out of it, because going out there and dropping multiple interceptions every week is not going to get it done.
Yeah. All right. So back to the trade, Diontae Johnson. We'll see. So they put out something. Well, Josina Anderson put out a report earlier. I didn't screenshot it, but basically, she was saying from what she's hearing, nothing's going to change with the lineup yet. She didn't say yet. I put that in there. She was saying that the thought is the Ravens really like Zay and Bateman as the 1 and 2. If anything, Diontae is going to be taking some reps from Nelson Aguilar, which I would expect, right, initially, because he can look when somebody gets traded, right? There's a little growing phase there, right? Little phase where you're getting used to your new team and whatnot. You're getting acclimated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Diontae Johnson's going through right now. So no, he's not going to go out there and be your number one. And those are for like if you trade for Justin Jefferson or somebody like that. Obviously, they're the man as soon as they walk in, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else takes a little time to adjust. What's going on, Coach? Thanks for coming through. Hendo, salute. But yeah, he can walk in. He can walk in and take Nelson Aguilar's job, right?
Yeah.
So because he doesn't get that many. Yeah, he doesn't get that many snaps as it is, and he can fill that role out the gate. How fast does he pick up the offense from there is what's going to determine how much he gets on the field. But if he picks it up pretty quickly, I think he's just going to outperform Bateman.
Yeah, that would be my expectation as well. If they are serious about what Josina Anderson said and having him be more depth and help out in the return game, I think this is going to go spectacularly wrong, because I don't think that he's a guy who wants to go and sit the bench and help out on special teams and all that kind of stuff.
Does he return? Did he ever return kicks?
I believe he did at one point. I don't think he ever did in Carolina.
Okay,
but I would assume he would not be okay with that role.
I wouldn't be okay with that. No way.
Well, no, I wouldn't be okay with it either, especially when you know you're better than the guy ahead of you. But like I said, once he's out on the field, once all three of them are out on the field, I expect that he will outplay Rashad Bateman and kind of start eating into his snaps pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay, Coach said he did for the Steelers. Okay.
Cool.
All right. JB says, for real, he's the number 2. Bate can take Nelly's spot. I mean, right out the gate, no. They're not going to put him in the number 2 spot. He doesn't know the offense yet. Right. And I that's how I took the statement from Josina Anderson when the Ravens are saying, oh, they like Zay and Bate as number 1 and number 2. First of all, they're liars. They always lie. So, you could assume that it's a lie. And, if you're proven wrong from there, then fine. But if you bring in somebody that's just better, you don't just keep them behind the worst player.
Yeah.
Unless you're John Harbaugh and we're talking about Ben Cleveland and Daniel Falele. But
or Eddie Jackson and Marcus Williams.
Don't get me started.
Or Zadarius Smith and several edge rushers for that stretch when he was there.
Yeah, you guys don't remember when he was in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Why would he want to come back here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same coach.
Right.
Coach. Let's see. Daniel says that seems like a Ravens type move. Trade for a guy, then not use him. Oh my God. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does indeed. But hopefully not.
Yeah. Ayo Fonz was good. Says multiple defensive and offensive coordinators and new GM and a QB since 2018. Yeah, Harbaugh still here. Why?
Because Lamar's won a lot of games. Yeah, that's really all it comes down to. He was going to be fired, I think, in 2018 if they didn't make the switch. They made the switch, and they've been, I think, probably the winningest franchise in the NFL in the regular season since then.
Yeah. Alfonso says, "Did that with Dalvin Cook." To be fair, Dalvin Cook hasn't done anything since then.
Yeah. It's much worse because Johnson can play. Dalvin can't play anymore.
Yeah. So Diontae, yeah, absolutely. If he's out there on special teams, he might be okay with it the first week or second week while he's learning the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he'll tolerate that. After that, he's going to demand the ball. I want him to demand the ball. I want those wide receivers on this team that want the ball, right? Yeah. They want the attention on them. They want to show that they can make plays. I want that attitude on this team. And like I said yesterday, he's 28 years old. He's in a contract year. This is probably the last chance at a big contract for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He needs to perform. Doesn't have to be 1,500 yards, but if he can come in here and really get things going and to top it off with the Super Bowl, that will get him paid. So it's a great opportunity. And if Harbaugh plays around with that because he doesn't like wide receivers to shine, then yeah, he's going to make noise. And I would want him to make noise, right? I would make it very uncomfortable. When players do things like that, our default mindset is the player's just, is being a problem. He's being a cancer in the locker room. It's the play, be a team guy, right? Mm-hmm. But we never look at it from their perspective. He didn't ask to be here.
Right.
Okay. He's trying to get paid. He wants to be someplace where they're going to throw him the ball. And knowing that you traded for him, if he is better, that's an if, right? Because let's say this fires up Bateman. He says, all right, I'm going to go out there. I'm not going to drop another pass. I'm going to start getting super open and getting these touchdowns and just really balling out. Okay, you might beat out Diontae Johnson for some time. But if not, and Diontae Johnson is clearly better, and he's still playing behind Bateman, of course that's going to be a problem. That should be a problem for any wide receiver.
Yeah, for any player, really. I mean, you shouldn't be okay with the coaches playing favorites, essentially. It's supposed to be an open competition. People like to tell that lie about sports being the last meritocracy. They're not, but they're supposed to be, right? You're supposed to go out there and the best players play. So if that's not happening, it should upset players and they should do something about it.
I also think with if he cuts into Aguilar snaps, he's going to do the thing that you always talk about, B, right? When people are arguing for Prochet and Prochet needing opportunities. Cover your ears, Coach. I'm sorry. Cover your ears. I meant to give you a trigger warning there. But the limited opportunities that he gets, he's going to stand out with those plays, right? He gets those targets. He's going to make something happen with those targets. I think you'll see that from Diontae Johnson. He might only get a handful of snaps, but when he gets targeted the ball, they'll be first downs. They'll be for chunk plays. It'll be more noticeable than Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
So and that's going to force him to get on the field more. That's what we argued with about Prochet back then is, okay, he's not getting a lot of targets, but what's he doing with the targets?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see what we're talking about with Diontae Johnson.
Yeah. But again, like you said, maybe not see that this week. Baltimore is going up against the Denver Broncos the powerhouse Denver Broncos. If you saw them play last week, that offense off the wall. Okay, they can score any way you want it as long as the Panthers defense is on the other side. Now, the thing is though, the Ravens are kind of the Panthers defense, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Bo Nix might be in for another big day this coming Sunday. How do you feel about the matchup this week?
I think this is going to be a week that the Ravens actually perform better because they came off a extremely disappointing loss. You're getting, Harbaugh's getting all those questions again. The eyeballs are on him again. Like I said before, I don't think he can have another back-to-back losing stretch, right? Mm-hmm. Especially the bad teams. Now, Broncos are a little bit better than we thought. They started out pretty bad, right? But we don't think they're great or even good. I don't think.
Yeah.
Right. They're playing better. Bo Nix is playing better. He's solid. But we viewed him as an inferior team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that if we're playing at home, I just don't think we can have another bad performance at home, to a inferior team. So coming off that loss, Harbaugh's going to have them ready to go because if they play like they did last Sunday, then the voices get even louder for someone to get fired. They're not going to fire Zach Orr, but he has to hear about that. And if Marcus Williams isn't out there again, I don't know if he's supposed to be playing or what, but if he's not out there again, oh, God help us.
Well, yeah, you don't know because we don't keep that in house. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and some things we just like to keep in house.
Did you hear that press conference? Because somebody, they kept on asking him. They're trying to ask him different ways about Marcus Williams, and he just said, "Well, I just don't think that's anybody's business." Excuse me? Not anybody's business,
right?
And he tried to equate it to what somebody was asking, something about your family. This isn't your family. This is a business,
right?
It's a business that's on public display.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is our business.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, yeah, if it's a personal family issue or something like that, okay, fine, right? But you say he has a personal issue.
Yeah.
But he said personnel issue. Phineas 421 just subscribed. Salute. I thought you were subscribed already, Phineas. What's going on here? I see you in the chat. You just subscribed? Man, don't be like Clot. Okay?
What's up, Trey?
I saw Clot, by the way. Hey, salute to you, Clot. Mr. Galloway, salute. That day he subscribed. I was like, all these years you've been here, Clot. You just subscribed? Attitude Pop says, do y'all notice how defenders be trying to injure Lamar? They be diving into his knees or hitting him there or his legs, especially TJ Watt. These defenders be trying to injure, especially last game. They do that to, players like Watt, whatever, like they do that to every quarterback.
Yeah, look, not all defenders do it. There are some. TJ Watt is definitely one who will do that. He'll try to hurt whoever he's hitting. It's not. I haven't seen anything people going after Lamar. Nothing blatant. Like I remember, one time when Cam was playing the Raiders, somebody grabbed his ankle and was like literally twisting his ankle while he was at the bottom of a pile. Like nothing like that. But they're gonna hit Lamar where they're gonna wherever they can. He's a difficult dude to hit.
No, they don't, Jose. They don't. What? They don't do that to every quarterback? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You better watch some of these other games. You'll see some helmet to helmets. You'll see them diving at their knees. How do you think these players go tell Jordan Love that? Go tell Anthony Richardson that. Although he won't have that threat anymore.
that's a little messed up. I don't appreciate that. You know what that means to me. Okay, you know what Anthony means to me. And I don't think that we should joke about things like that. It's unbecoming, honestly.
Okay, our friend Adrian is here. Adrian, you ready? Adrian is ready. All right, he's a good friend of mine. He is press start 410 in the chat. If you're listening to Coach's Call-In Show, he was the last caller at the end of the show. All right. Our guy Adrian wants to chime in on the trade. Go ahead and bring him up, B. There he is. What's going on, Adrian?
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's going on?
Hey, thanks for coming through, man.
Gotta bring the energy, man. You know what it do? Baltimore all day.
Yes, sir. Okay, all right. Give us your thoughts on the trade. I know you and I talked about this at work, but let the people know your thoughts on the trade.
Well, I mean, I know what your stance was. You were championing Devontae Adams, rightfully so. Obviously, first ballot type wide receiver. Still got a lot of tread left on the tires. And
You mean Adams, Devontae Adams?
Yeah, Devontae Adams. You wanted Devontae bad, and I wanted him here as well. But I just knew that's not the type of move that EDC going to make, bro. Like,
No.
he a cheapskate. He coming from the Ozzie Newsome school, just not as good. He Ozzie Newsome light. He not as good as Ozzie. And for him to get Diontae for the price tag that we got, man, you talking about $625,000 out of what, an $8 million contract?
The $8 million?
The contract is like $8 million total.
B's not happy about this. B's not happy about these numbers.
So the Panthers paid $7.2 million, $7.4 million. We paid $600,000. You can't beat that with a bat, man. So I think it was the best move that I've seen EDC make at the deadline in a long time. I mean, the Roquan move. The Roquan move was great.
I agree.
That season and definitely the next season. But this has the opportunity to be the heist of the century for the Ravens. And, all this talk about him being number 3, there's no way he's going to be number 3 in this offense, man. He gets open.
I was just about to ask you about that.
He gets open as good as virtually any wide receiver in the NFL. Not a big guy, but, 4 or 5 speed, can run everything on the route tree. He had questions about his hands in Pittsburgh, but he seemed to have quelled those doubts about his ability to catch the ball. He only has, 2 drops this season?
Yep. 2 this season, 2 last season.
Yeah, 30 catches on the season, roughly, 350 yards or so. He's going to be a solid addition to the team. And like you said earlier, we don't need a 1,000-yard season from him. We need him to get open and make plays. And when you stack the box, you got 2 wide receivers that we like. We have at least 2 tight ends that can get open, that can make plays.
Yep.
And if you want to play nickel defense, then we got Lamar, we got Henry. So you can't play that nickel, that dime, and bring 5-6 DBs on the field against the Ravens if you want to stop that run. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. So, okay. So you answered that question. I was going to ask you how you feel about that report of him coming in and being the number 3. I feel like it'll be that way until he gets up to speed on the offense. But once he gets it going, I just don't see how they can put him in front of Rashad Bateman. Unless Bateman really just turns it up.
I mean, either way, competition brings the best out of people. When you're talking about bringing another guy in here that, if Bateman looked in the mirror, Diontae Johnson is what he should be aspiring to be, that type of player. He's had a 1,000-yard season before. He's been a Pro Bowl caliber player. Now, going to Carolina, I feel like that was a money decision. He knew he didn't have an opportunity to win there, but the market didn't open up for him. So he went where he can get paid the most money on a short-term situation. And he knew that he'd have an opportunity to potentially up his value. And that's what he's going to get in Baltimore. I don't think we keep him long-term unless he really balls out and makes himself indispensable. But I think this will be a great opportunity for audition. And potentially he might help us get that ring that we've been waiting for.
Okay, now another question. So there's been the people that are on the opposite side of this trade that don't like the trade. They thought they should have gone defense. What are your thoughts on that? Like, some people are saying, well, if you're going to get Diontae Johnson, why not J.C. Horn? Why not go after an edge rusher?
Listen, I'm sorry, Adrian.
I'm just
going to jump in. I'm just going to jump in real quick because all this talk about, just get Jadeveon. Why don't you just get JC? This Diontae trade was the heist of the century. Okay, you know what? I mean, you ain't wrong, but you ain't got to be saying it all the time. And now I kind of hope. Before I was like, man, this is a great trade for Baltimore. It's going to do great for the offense. And now I kind of hope he gets 0 targets the next couple of weeks, punches Lamar in the face and gets cut. Okay?
Wow,
that's how I hope it goes now.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be J.C. Horn. I saw a couple people say J.C. Horn, but like Max Crosby, they're still on this Max Crosby thing. Like they wanted to go defense. Okay, they want to go defense over offense. What do you say to that?
Well, this is how I feel about going defense over offense. Why I keep throwing money at a sinking ship? The defense is toast. This season, we got to win 35-31, 38-34. I mean, you look at the identity of the team. I think that a lot of people romanticize the Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, Haloti Ngata, Peter Boulware, Michael McCray Ravens. This isn't that. We got guys that had big names, that had big contracts. But how many guys on that defense are really living up to their name or that contract right now?
True.
How many?
None.
Or that draft position. You know, you got all these guys drafted in the first round, second round, guys that are making big time contracts or have big time salary cap hits, and they're not producing. So why not put your money and put your players and your chips on the side of the ball that's number one in the league? We have the number one offense in the league, and we still can get better. Why not improve that? Because I feel like that's how we have to win. It's like the Indianapolis Colts back when they had Peyton Manning. They didn't put a lot on that defense because Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Peyton Manning, those guys, Edgerrin James, those guys were winning the games. They were putting them in position to go 12-4 every year and compete for a Super Bowl. You got to play to the identity of your team. And I feel like the Ravens, like it or not, in Baltimore, we're an offensive team now. We just have to change with the times, you know?
Yeah. I was saying right before you came on that I don't think that we have bad players by any stretch. I think they're very talented on the defensive side. They're just not making plays right now. And if we look at the Browns game, I mean, obviously they performed poorly, but they were in position to have 4 turnovers, right? And they get at least 2 of those. That completely alters the game. And we look at the defense slightly different now. And B made the point that sometimes your defense just has to be able to get turnovers. They don't have to be a stout defense. They don't have to be a top 10 defense. They just have to be a defense that knows how to turn the ball over and make plays when you need them to make plays. A perfect example was the New Orleans Saints when they won the Super Bowl. They're number 1 in the league in takeaways.
2009.
Right? Yes. So if we can get to that point, and Zach Orr made that point last week that they need to be a defense that gets the ball back for the offense. I think he's looking more towards that than anything else, and I think that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, and they got to hit the judge machine. I think I saw somebody say that in the comments, man. Like, Darius Washington said something. He was asked about all the dropped interceptions, and he said, we're professionals. We know how to catch. No, you don't. Because Darius, how many balls are you going to drop?
Right.
It seems every week he has at least one opportunity to get an interception. Other than that, I think he's playing as good as anybody in the secondary. So I don't want to be too heavy on Darius right now, but he has dropped a lot of interception opportunities, and not just him. Eddie Jackson, how many dropped INTs last week did he have? 2, 3?
3. Yeah.
How many times is Nate Wiggins going to drop an interception? He didn't play last week, but when he was in there, he was dropping passes as well. And Stevens, he's in perfect position almost every play, but he won't turn his head around. You're right there, and they keep getting you with a back shoulder because you won't go and find the football. That's what they teach you. Get close to the man, turn around, find the football. He won't do it. So the secondary, they have to play so much better than they're doing, but we also had to find a way to generate a pass rush. I don't know if we have to send more blitzes or if guys just got to get home with 4-man rushes, but the pass rush isn't up to par right now.
Yeah, I think they had to get home, right? We just paid Matabike a huge contract. We drafted Owe in the first round, drafted Ojabo in the second round, who was a healthy scratch, by the way, right? Kyle Van Noy, I mean, he gets sacks, but then he doesn't do anything after that. But they just had to perform better. That's just what it is. Like, we can't go back to the wink style of defense. They're going to have to play better. I don't know. Zach Orr's going to have to scheme something up. He has to figure it out. But no more resources should be allocated to the defense. So I think we're all on the same page with that. I just don't see what move Max Crosby or even Myles Garrett. Now I wouldn't be mad at Myles Garrett. Don't get me wrong, but what impact is he going to make? Like, how's he going to really turn this team around? Like, could Myles Garrett make that defense a top defense?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think that the problem on the Ravens defense, again, it's not talent. We know it's not talent. They have talent. The problem is attitude. It's attitude, it's discipline. And I think, a lot of times you can see one player make a difference in terms of the culture or the attitude. That happened in Carolina with Josh Norman. That's why when Josh Norman left in free agency, when they didn't pay him, the defense looked completely different, even though he was essentially the only difference. Right? You saw that in Baltimore with Marcus Peters. Some guys have that attitude, like say they have that dog and they bring it out of other players. And if you're missing that, you get a defense that looks like this, that looks just kind of complacent. Roquan, he cosplayed as that guy for a couple of years to get that contract, and he's not being that guy right now. Right? So I think that it's possible, but you have to get the right guy, and the right guy has to be available.
Well, there was a report that the Ravens may not be done. Diontae Johnson might just be the first move that they make. And they specifically cited cornerback and edge rusher as the positions that they will be looking at. I don't really know what's on the market right now that would make a difference. And people saying Max Crosby is not realistic. The Ravens have never gone out and paid a guy like Max Crosby before. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't. It's just I'm going to judge a zebra by the stripes they've already shown. The Ravens have never had a propensity or any type of affinity for paying a guy that's going to cost what Max Crosby costs, or Myles Garrett. Right. Those are great guys. We don't pay pass rushers. We try to develop pass rushers, and we typically don't. And the ones that we have, Judon, let him walk. Za'Darius, let him walk. Back in the day, Paul Kruger, let him walk. We never pay those guys when it comes down for them to get those big money deals. So if we're going to get a pass rusher, it's going to be a guy on a rental with somebody that's going to cost, $4 million or less, probably. That's what we're looking at with the Ravens, right? $3 million or less.
They going shopping at Five Below.
We going to Temu. We're gonna Wish, AliExpress for our pass rush. That's what we do as the Ravens. We don't put a premium on, and we talked about this before, Jose. We really don't put a premium on paying pass rushers or paying corners like that.
We're gonna look for the Max Crosby with 1X.
Good news. And your addition is already there. His name is Yannick Ngakoue. Enjoy.
And that's right. Yeah.
Our addition that was our subtraction before.
Yeah, hey, times change.
He was our ex, and then we brought him back.
I will say this in terms of the reports. I don't know that they're not going to make another trade, but I know that every time they've made any move, every report on the planet follows that up with, and they may not be done. They just talking. They don't know anything.
So you don't believe it?
I don't believe it. I don't believe that he's going to make another trade. I won't believe it until it actually buzzes on my phone saying that Baltimore traded for whoever. I don't believe they're making another move at all.
How y'all feel about? I know this is an old man, but Jalen Ramsey. Old for a corner at least.
Yeah, I don't think that the talent in the secondary it's not the problem.
No, I don't think so.
They have guys who can cover. They're covering somewhat well. At least a few of them are, and it's just I don't know. I feel like they're sleepwalking. They're just sleepwalking through the season, and they don't realize that they can't afford to do that.
Like a perfect example is Marlon Humphrey. He didn't start the season well. He was dropping interceptions. It was just that he got put on blast on IG Live by Lamar, and ever since then he seems to be taking it more seriously. This is what it appears to be, right? Yeah. I mean, it could just be in my head, but that's what it seems like. After he got called out, he played a lot harder. And you're right, B. I think, they're kind of sleepwalking a little bit because they feel like, hey, we're gonna be there down the stretch. We can turn it on. But I mean, like, y'all haven't done anything yet. Like, you gotta be hungry.
Well, this is one question I have. Do you feel like having an offense that every week you expect to put up 30 plus points is a hindrance to the defense actually coming out and playing with that aggression we're used to seeing?
It better not be.
Right.
Not with the money that those dudes are making.
And we put up points. This isn't like the greatest show on turf type of offense. This isn't, hey, 2 plays and we're in the end zone type of offense, right? This is we're perfectly executing down the field. We take off 5 minutes and we score a touchdown. The defense should be well rested on most drives. Very few of those drives we hit on a quick play for a touchdown.
Stay tuned because Keaton Mitchell practiced in full today. Okay. So it might be home run city pretty soon here.
Yeah.
So is he gonna play on Sunday?
Probably not. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
What he averaged like 9 yards a carry last season.
Yeah, and then it was like 12 touches and injury. But he back though, stronger.
That's a real thunder and lightning if they could put that together.
Yeah,
facts. You
talk about Sonic and Knuckles. They say they in Detroit. Nah, that's Sonic and Knuckles right there.
All right, Adrian, man, appreciate you coming on. You want to plug anything?
Yeah, man. Press start 410. Hit me up, pstart410.com. I'm your retro game king, so hit your boy up. I'm always going to be supporting LBHT. Shout out to the guys. Carolina, it can't get no worse, man.
We say it every year, but it's somehow.
B, man. y'all going to get Shedeur Sanders next year, somebody. And Jose, appreciate the opportunity, man. I'm going to stay locked in with y'all. Bring me back on sometime, man.
We are definitely going to bring you back on. And all right, I'm gonna holler at you afterwards because the overtime show. I might, if you're around, I'm gonna try to bring you back on because what we talking about, we could use your insight.
No doubt, I gotta heat up this Taco Bell. I'm out.
All right, man.
All right.
Oh man, can you reheat Taco Bell?
No.
That
is a recipe for disaster. But
let's see. Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. All right. That was a good talk. 130 people in here. Hit that like button if you're liking the content. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. All right. Hit up the donations too. I know some of y'all are looking for a super chat. We do super chat 2 ways. $1 LBHT Show. That's the Cash App. And that's also that QR code that you see in the corner right there. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Streamlabs page. Works just like a super chat. All right. So go there, make your donation, leave your comment. You get a nice animation right on the screen, and we read your comment on air. All right. We'll read a couple of comments here, and then we'll get to some Panthers talk. The Panthers got a game this Sunday. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. Keelan, what's going on? Says Ravens went and got Diontae because of that day from next Friday route Zay ran that ruined Lamar's timing on that deep pass that should have been a touchdown. Zay needed to see someone run efficient routes. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because I did say, hey, Lamar overthrew him because Zay did fall down and got up and kind of scrambled. But I don't know. Do you put that on Zay or you put that on Lamar? Because I felt like Lamar could have put a little more.
I put that on Zay. He ran he ran a complete circle. That's not in any route. Like listen. It was ridiculous. But I'll give Zay this. The point is to get open, right? He got open.
It is to get open. Yeah,
he got open in the end, but you can't do that consistently. Zay, and this is why I say that Diontae is a more skilled receiver than Zay at this point. But Zay, I mean, he's crazy athletic, right? You get the ball in his hands, and I think he's one of the more electric players out there, or he has the potential to be. But he has some things to fine tune.
Yeah. But I like his energy. Good
Yeah.
Lord, I like his energy, man. He wants the ball. All right. Darian, what's going on? Says script writers made this trade for the LBHT content. That's right. Money well spent. Let's see. Ayo Fon says would be nice to get Keaton playing a few plays this week to get him season ready the week after.
I think they should sprinkle him in a little bit. I don't think that he's a guy who should be getting a ton of touches every week anyway.
Right.
Derrick Henry should be the workhorse. Justice Hill has earned touches, and Keaton Mitchell can affect the game with very few touches anyway.
Yes, I agree. All facts. MDT Sports says you think they sleepwalking. I think it's scheme.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Scheme is part of it, but they have no energy out there. Missed tackles.
Yeah,
dropping passes.
Dropping interceptions isn't part of the scheme.
Right. I saw a guy Sutton in here, man. Shout out to Sutton. I'm trying to find your comment. He says the Ravens are a Max Crosby / Myles Garrett / Micah Parsons from being Super Bowl favorites, not contenders, favorites. They are those type of game changers for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I just think the problems that are going on the defense are not talent related, right? It's an energy thing. Yes, those guys that you talked about, and I don't know, man. Like I don't know if I can say that about all those guys. Michael Parsons, like what's Dallas doing right now? They get smoked.
Yeah.
Right. Now, is he that type of player? Yes, he's an excellent player, but in terms of getting the energy up, changing the attitudes there, getting people hitting, I don't know.
They need a TJ Watt type player in that you can, if you're watching a Steelers game, you can almost predict when he's going to get a strip sack, and it happens almost every time.
Yes.
Like they need big time players to make big time plays.
Yes.
Right now, I mean, I feel like they have some guys who are or could be big time players, in Roquan and Kyle. I mean, even Owe, I don't think he's a great player, but he's shown that ability, that timeliness before in his career. But none of them are doing it right now.
Yeah. Filthy says Andrews looks slow out there and does nothing when he gets the ball. I think Diontae Johnson will cut into Andrews, Nelly's, and Bateman's snaps. And no, Andrews has a specific role, right? Like Andrews has never been one to break it to the house.
Just that one time when he was running after Hayden Hurst's job.
Yes. It's San Diego, right?
Now he's a catch and lay down guy.
Yes. That first year when he's just like, oh, I need your contract. Yeah, he was running. He was hightailing it then. Ever since then, not so much.
Yeah, it looked like a gazelle that day.
Yeah. Sean says, I think we need to change at DC because the defense be confused where to set up most of the time. Yes, they're confused. I don't know. It's you talking about change at defensive coordinator. You're looking at one of the position coaches who are also new.
Yeah.
So who on the staff is going to replace him? We're not going to get somebody off the street. Right. And they're not going to get somebody that's not in house. That's the other thing. Let's see. No bleeps given says, I think it's more about pressuring these opposing QBs. So pass rusher. We're talking about who to get. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, getting to the opposing QB will answer every question on defense, no matter what it is.
I agree with this.
You can get to them, consistently. It doesn't matter what the problem was.
Yeah, Danity says Lamar may need to start calling the rest of them out too. I agree.
Yeah.
Start with Eddie Jackson.
That doesn't even do it publicly. You can do that privately and kind of, because like I said, he appears to have lit a fire under Marlon.
Yeah. I like this. And then we'll get to some Panthers talk. I like this, Darren. convinced Bill Belichick to be defensive coordinator for 1 year and a ring.
Bill Belichick ain't going to humble himself to call John Harbaugh his boss.
He sure won't. He sure won't. You know,
but hey, call up Robert Saleh though.
He has a job, doesn't he?
Right now, I'm talking about for next season. He doesn't have a job. Next season. He's just he's in a made up role right now.
Yeah, I mean next year we can give Bill Belichick John's job.
Okay.
Adrian says the defense looked confused, especially on the 1 touchdown throw to Tillman last week. Yes, but some of that is on the middle linebacker Roquan. He wears the green dot, right? Yeah, he should know. He should know where to go. All right, Panthers time. All right, the Panthers are playing the Saints. B, how are we feeling about this game?
It's incredible because week 1 they played the Saints, and the Saints they really got after Carolina. They really tore them up. Really, it was not a fun week. Really ruined opening day for me. But then they kind of fell off. Looked like garbage. Put Spencer Rattler in there, and then put Jake Haener in there, and then went back to Spencer Rattler, and they said none of this is working. But now it looks like Derek Carr is going to be back again. The dude who tore up Carolina in week 1. They say maybe. He can play this week. Carolina's going to lose. They're starting Bryce Young again. Bryce looked better this past week than he did in weeks 1 and week 2, but not good. It wasn't good. It was just better. He made a few really nice throws,
and that's a start.
It might be a start. We'll see. He didn't approach anything that you could call consistency. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a start or not. I mean, like I said, he made a few nice throws. We'll see what he does this week, but he hasn't come close to what you could call good quarterback play up to this point in his career. So there is talk that maybe.
Andy says hashtag justice for Steve Wilkes.
Listen. Screw Steve Wilkes. All right. Screw Steve Wilkes. I can't stand interim coaches who come in knowing they're not going to get the job. We knew he wasn't going to get the job. They had said before they even turned it over to him that they wanted an offensive-minded head coach. But you want to go out there and go on a win streak for what? To move us down in the draft. Why?
Because he's coaching for his career.
Don't care. Be a team guy, right? Be a team guy. No, I don't think Steve Wilkes is a particularly good coach either. He's white.
Who was that to subscribe? J Rock just subscribed. Salute, J Rock. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. Appreciate that, man. See, we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Okay, we're gonna hit it fast. D Weezy says we will see if it was Bryce versus a good defense or just another week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. At this point, I don't think it matters what defense he plays. He has not performed against anyone. There is talk that Jonathan Brooks may be ready to go this week, so that would be exciting. That's something to watch out for. But other than that, it's not. There's nothing to see in Carolina.
What if he plays better?
Well, like I said, those are the only things that are to watch. That are there to watch in Carolina. If Bryce plays any better than he has, and now possibly what does Jonathan Brooks look like? There's nothing else to see there right now.
What if they beat the Saints? I think they could beat the Saints.
Yeah, all right. I mean, that's cool. A lot of people think a lot of things. All right, they're not going to beat the Saints. Do you know how difficult it is for them to score?
He scored twice. He had 2 touchdowns.
Do you know how difficult it is for them to score? They scored one time. And then the Broncos let them score a second time. Because a lot of people point to his stat line because he had 240 or 250 passing yards, something like that. The overwhelming majority of that came after Denver quit playing defense. So it was not
quarters.
Pretty. It was not pretty.
Hey, I watched Broncos play the Saints too, and that wasn't pretty for the Saints either.
Yeah, but we are the worst team in the league by a wide margin.
I think Bryce Young is better than Spencer Rattler.
I would disagree, but
what do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think who's better, Bryce Young or Spencer Rattler? I know they're like, Spencer Rattler. No, I think Bryce Young's better.
All right. I mean, I don't really, but it just is what it is at this point. Like, I mean, Spencer's not good, so.
Okay, Adrian says, I mean, Daniel Jones has 70 starts and he scrubs it up weekly. I like to see these young QBs like Bryce, Anthony Richardson, etc. get more of yeah. It's not like their teams are going anywhere.
But you know what? Okay, you know what? Rude. But maybe they could go somewhere if it wasn't Bryce. How about that? Just like the Colts, they sat down Anthony Richardson because they're 500, and Joe Flacco has 7 touchdowns to 1 interception. You know, and he's completing 65% of his passes, and they're just a better team with him. That's not the case with Andrew Dalton, but that's neither here nor there. Right? We're arguing the collective right now.
So the chat agrees with me. Bryce Young is better than Spencer Rattler.
Ain't nobody in this chat watch Bryce Young play.
Sticks Joe says, I don't like Rattler, blame Netflix.
See? this is what they're basing it on right here. They're like, I haven't seen Bryce, but I know Spencer's a dick. So I don't like him. That's not fair. He was in high school, bro.
I'm picking the Panthers to win, man.
Okay, you do that. And I'm gaining a win on you.
Is there a third option? No. It was Andy Dalton. He got hit by a car.
He didn't get hit by a car. Yeah. His car got hit by a car.
All right, but you know what? He brought up Anthony Richardson. This is a perfect segue. Okay. I mean, do you have any more thoughts on the Panthers?
I do not.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to court of public opinion. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a real court, but it is the court that you need. The court of public opinion starts now. All rise. All rise. Court is now in session. Who is on the docket today, B?
Anthony Richardson versus his employer, the Indianapolis Colts, who have just demoted him unilaterally from QB1 down to QB2 in favor of Joe Flacco, who, if my notes are correct, is at least 65 years old. who initially lost his starting job back in 2018.
So this is a wrongful demotion. Okay. Now, what is his employer stating as the reason why he's being demoted, being benched?
Okay. Well, I mean, and again, I'm not going to editorialize this at all. I'm just going to read the facts as they stand currently. Okay. Anthony Richardson has been the starting quarterback for 6 games. He is 3-3. He is 59 for 133. If you do the math real quick, you'll figure out that's below 50%. It's actually 44.4 for 958 yards. That works out to 159 yards per game. He has 4 passing touchdowns. He has 7 passing interceptions. So that's not great. That's not great.
Not great.
If we take a look down at his rushing, because he does have rushing ability as well. 41 carries, 242 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's picked up 17 first downs. He has, however, also fumbled 6 times. I'm trying to see if they have the fumbled lost numbers on here, but I do not see the number lost. But he's fumbled 6 times. You could probably assume he's lost a couple of those as well. He has not been playing very well, to say the least. And in the last game, he started out 2 for 15. And I don't know what you do with a quarterback who starts 2 for 15.
But all that is not the reason why he got benched.
That is the reason why he got benched. I'm not going along with you on this. What you're about to say is not why he got benched.
This is what they're discussing out there. Okay.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Like the narrative
I'm just putting it out there beforehand and saying that's not. I don't believe it. That's not the reason he got benched.
I believe it. He got benched because he took himself out of the game for a play, right? And I know it's a big deal because Shane Steichen, that's his name, right? Shane Steichen, talked about it and talked about how it wasn't okay, and they discussed it. And after that, he got benched, and they're saying Joe Flacco is a starter for the foreseeable future. Now, typically, when you have a young quarterback like that, first of all, like, you know, that's kind of a thing. Like, you don't bench your young quarterback once he gets in there. But typically, if they do need to be benched, you say something like, "Hey, you know, he just needs, you know, he's gonna be back out there. You know, he just needs to let the game slow down for him, or something along those lines." Right? Mm-hmm. They're just like, Flacco's he's our guy moving forward. So that leads me to believe it's not the performance; it's they don't like his attitude, right, or perceived attitude.
I don't think it's that. I think because look, players take themselves out of the game all the time. I know it's different at quarterback, but
yes,
if you're exhausted, if you're that tired, and you're like, man, listen, I know it was third down, I believe, a third and long. If you're saying, listen, I can't do it right now. I need to come out. Then you need to come out. Like there's nothing that he could have done differently. You send him out there and he's too tired to throw the ball, and he throws it into the dirt 5 yards short of his receiver. Is that better? No. He said, I'm not giving us the best chance to convert this third down because y'all don't block for me, so I'm exhausted. Because that's the other part. He was pressured on 64% of his dropbacks, which is an astronomical number. He said, I am too tired to really give us the best shot on this third down. Put Joe in for a play, see if he can convert it, and I'll catch my breath and I'll be right back out there. I feel like that's more responsible than just saying, you know what, I know I can't do it, but I'm going to do it. Remember, let's take you back multiple years. I remember a guy who ran out there, big time quarterback, great quarterback, great leader, and he got hit in the head, and it hurt, and he was woozy. He came out, went on the sidelines. They looked at him, and he said, "You know what? I'm fine. I'm good to go. It's all good. Let me get back in there. We need to win this. I'm the guy. Get me back on the field. I will win this game." He went back on the field, and he threw the ball directly to the other team. Then he came back out. He said, "I'm not playing no more." that was Benjamin Roethlisberger. Would you rather him do something like that?
That was Gronkowski was the backup that game. That was a playoff game.
You were losing either way. But the point is, my man ran out there and said, "What concussion? Interception. Whoops. I'm gonna sit down."
You know what was bad about that game? Gronkowski was driving the ball, and when they got near the red zone, Roethlisberger was like, "Oh, I need to score this touchdown," and he threw an interception. That was against the Ravens. Yep. But okay. All right.
Daniel, you can't say he was never going to succeed because he was a one-year wonder. How many years was Tom Brady great in college? The answer is 0.
And who says he's not going to be successful? He's shown flashes. That's why I don't agree with benching him, because he's shown you more than enough to say, okay, we can work with this. We just got to clean some things up. And not protecting a young quarterback. I mean, you can't. I mean, you got to fix that.
He should have lied about it. Now, I will agree with people that he absolutely should not have told the media that that's why he came out of the game. Say, hey, I got nicked up, whatever it is. I needed to get checked out. That's what you say. But I don't have a problem with him taking himself out if he felt like he wasn't ready to go or he wasn't good to play on that play. Reg says, so what you're saying is that Anthony Richardson is the black Josh Allen, who is the white EJ Manuel.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Listen, the thing about this is they should not have been starting him to begin with, because The Colts had a good roster. I'm talking about from the moment they drafted him. The Colts had a good roster. They're kind of like Cleveland, right? They're not as good, but they were a solid team. And you took a guy who had no experience whatsoever, right? You knew when you picked him that he was going to be a long-term project because he just did not have the snaps. He needed a long time to develop. And then you threw him out there anyway. And you said, hey, like they do a lot with black quarterbacks and even white quarterbacks who can move. They say, hey, go out there and just make plays with your legs until you just figure it out. Right. Yeah.
Right. Yes, that's a good point. Remember Lamar had cramps.
Yes.
He had cramps, Adrian. Yes. I'm sorry. Continue your point.
But yeah, no, they knew that. So why didn't you have a veteran quarterback who was going to be the bridge until he was ready to go? You're putting him out there knowing that he was going to look awful. He looked awful a lot of times in college against college defenses, right? Yeah. But you drafted him for his traits. You drafted him for his athletic ability. You drafted him for his IQ. And you said, hey, you know what? We're going to stick with you until the rest of it catches up.
Yeah.
And then you said, you know what? Sit down. You're not good enough. We're going to throw Joe Flacco in.
Yeah, I don't like that because what we are always told about these first round picks is, man, teams are investing millions of dollars into these guys, right? They do their due diligence. They go, do the whole background and everything, right? You're more worried about their background than their actual play on the field, right? Like he was your top pick. He's supposed to be your franchise quarterback. You need to know what he needs to succeed. Because that's really what it is, right? Everybody has flaws. What can he do for your team? How can you hide his flaws? Can his strengths help your team? Can you amplify those strengths? Can you support that guy? And he has limitations. He has some things that he needs to work on. What are you doing to hide that and help him work on that while he's going through that process? And if it's just he's not ready yet, then like B said, get a veteran QB out there to bridge that gap and let him develop in the meantime. But you throw him out there, he has some success, he kind of regresses a little bit, some success, hurt, good game, bad game, whatnot, which is all expected. And your job as a coach is to help him get better and better. But he's getting beat up back there. And he took himself out for one game. You're frustrated, and now you're benching him. I think they're benching him because of that. The fact that they even put it out there just tells me he was mad. And, some of these coaches, they're not real professionals.
Yeah. Right. Darren says, I think it's mostly because the AFC is weak and they have a chance at the playoffs with Flacco. And I would agree with you. And I think that is, I think it's a ridiculous attitude to take with it because maybe you do make the playoffs. Does anyone anywhere think you have a shot of winning in the playoffs?
No.
With Joe Flacco? No, of course not. So what does it matter? But again, this is what we kind of talk about all the time with, successful organizations. The owner, the GM, and the coach have to all be on the same page. And if he's not on the same page with the GM and the owner, meaning they're telling him, hey, you got to start winning, then he's going to do whatever he needs to do to start winning to keep his job.
Yeah. Okay. Put up the poll. We'll talk about this a little bit more. We'll read some comments. And then we got to get to submitted questions. Well, what is the poll going to be?
Well, I'm putting it up right now.
Oh, okay. My bad. He's putting up the poll. All right. Adrian says, Troy Aikman went 1 for 15. Peyton Manning was awful his rookie year. Guys used to be able to take their lumps and learn on the job. Yeah. This is true. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Danity. 116 still in the chat. Salute to y'all. Y'all really like this show. Okay. Thanks for enjoying the stream. Hit the like and subscribe button. Cash App $ LBHT Show. Yes,
because we have the poll up here, and it's going to be #ARich. If you think that he was in the right for taking himself out of the game when he was too tired to go, Hashtag Colts if you think going with Baltimore's leftovers is the proper way to run a team in 2024.
All right, I'm going to put that in the chat too. Hashtag A-Rich or
Hashtag Colts.
Colts.
Oh.
All right. So that's in the chat. Yeah, I'm going for Anthony Richardson.
Yo, come on, Adrian.
What is it?
That's not. It's out of line. Is what it is. I'm putting it up here in a second. Hold on.
Did we get a donation?
Man.
Shout out to Adrian for a donation. Okay, Buck says A-Rich. All right. Oh, the chat is going for Anthony Richardson. I think we got to vote for the Colts. The wanting to win thing, I don't know, man. Like that's a convenient excuse. Oh, and we got a donation. Shout out to Adrian. What did Adrian say?
Well, Adrian sent in a $4.44 tip and said, "This is for Anthony Richardson's completion percentage." And I thought that was out of line, but thank you, Adrian. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Yes. No, man. Like I don't buy that. Oh, they want to win. Well, if you didn't believe in them, why'd you put him out there? If you believe in him, then a stretch of bad games isn't going to deter you, right? Especially when you know there are other factors other than just him at play there.
Yeah, but you can bench players for their own good. Yes. Big Cuts here says it's not a good look for your leader needing a break. You're saying that because they're leaders, they can't get tired? Again, like Adrian brought up, it doesn't. How did it look for Lamar when he left? He left for a full series, I believe it was, right?
He did.
Because of cramps.
Right.
Like, right. Did that not look good for him?
He came back on 4th down to throw a touchdown.
But you know what? But that is interesting though, because I fully believe if he had not made it back for that 4th down, or if he came back for that 4th down and they didn't convert, Ravens fans would have killed him. They would have been killing Lamar for leaving the game. But the fact that he came back and threw a touchdown, it's just a funny story now.
Yeah, that's how fans are.
Yeah,
that's how sports are. DDSQ said Lamar left for a quarter and a half. Was it that long?
It wasn't that long.
It wasn't that long.
There ain't no way it was
that long. No. Yeah. All right. People are on Anthony Richardson's side.
That's right. Need to get my starting quarterback back, man. It's tough to find starting quarterbacks in that fantasy league. Take that down.
DDSQ says it. He says it was. Was it that long? I gotta go back and look now.
There's no way.
No, he couldn't have been in battle for that long. All right, we all agree that's what it was. He swears it's cramps. I don't think so.
Because players take themselves out of games all the time.
He says he says if you get him, if you give him an excuse, you might as well give everybody else one.
Players take themselves out of games all the time. When you see a player tapping their helmet, they're taking themselves out of the game. Like we don't crush other players for doing that. It's like the quarterback is supposed to not get tired. He's supposed to be immune to that when he's running for his life on every play.
Typically what happens, right? Because quarterbacks do got to stay in the game, right? I hear you but typically what happens when you have a running quarterback like that and they're tired, they have a run play ready, mm-hmm. right? It's hey, I can't, hey, I need a minute here. Hike the ball, hand the ball off, give your quarterback a breather, right? But I don't know what's going on with Shane Steichen.
They weren't really in a position to do it. It was a 3rd and long, and you have to pass, you have to throw the ball to try and convert the 1st down. And he said, you know what, I can't do it right now.
And they didn't have a timeout to call.
As far as I know, no. I don't know.
Because that's another thing.
Sure.
Call timeouts, but that's all on the coach. That's all on the coach. You see, he's tired. He's telling you he's tired, right? And that really shouldn't be a problem, right? Like B said, he's supposed to stay in the game and not complete the pass, right? Throw it short because he's gassed. Stop using your quarterbacks as running backs. That's lazy coaching.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying as well, but my point is that the quarterback is a human being as well. They get tired.
Yeah.
And it happened at an unfortunate point in the game, but a big part of it is because they can't protect him, right? They again, he was pressured on 64% of his dropbacks, and if he's running for his life all the time, he's going to get tired. And it just happened to happen on a play where he needed to throw, and he felt like he couldn't do it.
All right, DDSQ says it right here. It was 3rd and goal from like the 25. Flacco ended up handing the ball off anyway. Well, see, man, So plays like that, right, where you're not really trying to score, you're going to hand the ball off. You call a run play. You say, "Hey, stay in. You're good. We're going to hand the ball off here. You get a little breather." Right? That's all it takes.
Yeah,
that's all it takes. Yeah.
Jay said his biggest flaw was he was too honest. That's right.
The coach or
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
He's talking about Anthony Richardson. That's Anthony Richardson's number one fan.
And I mean, you expect those things from a young quarterback, right? You expect those type of things, and definitely that needs to stay in house. That needs to stay in house. You pull him to the side afterwards and say, "Hey, man, you can't take yourself out in situations like that. You got to fight through it. We can call a run play or whatever." What are you saying?
No, I'm sorry. I was saying we kind of crush Harbaugh for like the Marcus Williams stuff and everything and being a liar. But there are things that absolutely do need to stay in house. And yes. I will give Harbaugh credit for that. He typically will not throw his players under a bus. If a guy's hurt and he feels like they should be back, all bets are off. Right? But outside of that, he's very good about protecting his players publicly.
All right, B, we still got over 100 people in here, man. Salute to y'all. We appreciate you guys, man. We're glad you guys like the content. If you want to support the content even more, we got Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT Show. That's where we do the overtime show, which is going to happen right after this show. All right. I teased it a little bit earlier. I said, maybe we'll get Adrian on there if he's got time, because we're going to be talking about Lil Durk. Lil Durk. How many of y'all know who Lil Durk is? We're old, so we don't know who Lil Durk is. I know who Lil Durk is. All right. Don't ask me what song he's made, but I know who he is.
You don't know what he do.
We're going to talk about that case. Sad case, and it's something I want to discuss because he just recently won a Grammy, I believe. Right. He was doing a lot of things, successful, and you guys read the news, so we're going to discuss that, and we might be talking a little baseball. Very little. Shout out to Phineas 421. What did he say?
Let me pull that up real quick. Thank you very much. Appreciate the tip.
Appreciate it.
He says, "Big up lunch break hot take squad. I thought I was sub 2, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you."
Hey.
That's why you got to turn on subscriber only mode every now and then. Just so people know.
Yes. Also, if you guys are looking at us, say, man, those are some handsome looking gentlemen. They just look so sharp, right? Where can I get that clothing that they're wearing? LBHTShow.com/shop is where you can find this. You like this shirt? You like that hoodie? You like that beanie? Okay, it's all on the store. You even get a shirt with this on it.
The hoodie actually looks really good. It's just never on camera.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right, it's not going to get cold tomorrow over here, but it's starting to get cold. It's going to get cold over here one of these days. All right, so go over there and get you something to keep you warm. Okay, for the cold weather to come, maybe. All right. We got week 9 picks. And
Yes.
do we have any questions this week?
No, we did have one, but and listen, normally because I'm a pretty stand-up guy, I would take partial blame for this, but I got that post up there pretty early. It was at least a half hour before the show.
Oh, see, there you go.
And we got a question there. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick because I don't have it in the actual thing. This is from Ed, and we kind of talked about this already. But he said, "Are you buying the new Ravens propaganda that Diontae Johnson is being brought in to be a wide receiver 3 and returner? Hashtag fire Harbaugh. Hashtag start Ben Cleveland. Hashtag Marcus Williams over Eddie Jackson."
Okay. I like everything he's saying. Man, we are on the same page today. We are on the same page. No, I'm not buying. Well, okay. Let me retract. I am buying it in the short term. Yes, he's going to start out as number 3 because he doesn't know the playbook yet. It's a play on words, right? I think it's a play on words. They're going to get him up to speed, and during the next week or two, it gives them a chance to kind of assess his attitude. He has a little bit of a reputation, right? Mm-hmm. A little bit. So they want to kind of see how he's interacting with the team, how he's interacting with the coaching staff and whatnot. And they're just going to see how he performs with the limited amount of reps that he gets.
Yeah.
And then they're going to crank it up. I don't expect him to be the number 3 wide receiver for long, right? He'll jump up to number 2. Maybe it'll be a 2-1 situation, right? He might be in the 2 slot, but quietly getting more targets. Could be one of those things, right? But no, number 3, I don't think so. Not for long.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say 5 weeks. He's clearly the number 2.
Yeah,
and it may be sooner than that, but I'm going to say by 5 weeks from now, he'll be clearly the number 2 guy. But we need to hurry up because, man, it is. We are at an hour and a half. And we got to get up out of here.
Let's do it.
Let's head on back over to the NFL talk. Oh, wait, it's the other one.
Yes. There you go.
And
just like it says right there, LBHTShow.com/shop. That's where you can find our merch.
We're going to do some week 9 picks.
Let's go.
All right. First up, actually, wait a minute. Hold up. Is this the correct? Yeah. Okay. First up, Houston at the New York Jets. That's a Thursday night game, a Halloween game. That doesn't really mean anything. But I'm taking Houston despite Stephon Diggs tearing his ACL because Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I got Houston. Yeah, Houston.
Next up,
so that's going to be like 3 in a row that they've lost since Devontae Adams got there.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers not good. Dallas at Atlanta. This is a tough one because, again, on paper, Dallas has a lot of talent, and you think they should be a good team. But Atlanta's definitely going to win this one.
Oh, yeah, I got Atlanta.
Miami at Buffalo. Things are awful in Miami right now, but I am going to take them in an upset on the road.
I got Buffalo.
Las Vegas at Cincinnati. Really couldn't care less, but going to take the Bengals at home in this one.
Yeah, I got the Bengals.
Chargers at Cleveland. I don't think the Jameis magic carries over. I'm going to take the LA Chargers.
Ooh. Yeah. No, I got Cleveland.
New England at Tennessee. New England got new life this past week when their new quarterback got knocked out of the game with a concussion and they had to go back to their old quarterback. So I'm going to say that Jacoby Brissett keeps it going and they win on the road.
Same. I got New England.
Denver at Baltimore. Bo Nix had better not shred this secondary the way every other quarterback has. I'm taking Baltimore. He better throw for like $150.
What's the score?
I'm going to say Baltimore 38, Denver 13.
Oh, wow. Big, huh? I'm going to say Baltimore 28-13.
Washington at the New York Giants, and this used to be a joke in the reverse, but now it's a joke because Washington's good and the Giants suck. So I'm going to be taking Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. I will not be putting my left hand up. That song is terrible.
I got the Commanders.
New Orleans at Carolina. We already talked about this. Carolina is not going to be getting the win here. I'm taking New Orleans, and I'm going to take New Orleans 31-10.
Oh wow. No, I got Carolina winning 20-17.
20 points, huh? Okay. Jacksonville at Philadelphia. Frauds abound, but Jacksonville is just a bit worse. I'm going to take Philly at home.
I got Philly. They're not frauds. You just can't admit.
Super frauds. Chicago at Arizona. I'm taking the Bears here. They keep winning games, and I'm not sure how, but I don't pick against teams. I don't pick against teams of destiny. All right, so I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah, I got the Bears.
I mean, they didn't find a way to win last week, but Detroit at Green Bay. Jordan Love he was hurt. I'm not sure if he is going to be playing this week. He said it's a possibility for him to play even without practicing. Didn't know that was your call. I'm going to take Detroit in a high-scoring affair.
Is Jordan Love playing?
Don't know.
Yeah, I got Detroit.
The LA Rams at Seattle. Seattle, no. Taking the Rams with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back.
Yeah, the Rams are back. I got the Rams.
Indianapolis Colts featuring Joe Flacco versus the Minnesota Vikings featuring Sam Darnold and Cam Robinson at left tackle, replacing their actually good left tackle who's out for the season. The honeymoon is over in Minnesota, taking the Colts on the road.
Really? No, I got Minnesota.
Yeah, it's Sam Darnold. I don't know why you're shocked. Monday night.
I got Minnesota big, actually.
Okay. Monday night, Tampa Bay. Still without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, still with Baker Mayfield. And that's really all you need to know for me to pick whoever is on the other side of that equation. But it happens to be Kansas City, the last undefeated team in the NFL and the two-time defending Super Bowl champions. So I'm definitely taking the Chiefs at home on Monday night.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs, man. They just keep winning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is it.
To
the end of That's it.
Yeah, it is it. It feels good. It feels good every time we get here.
B doesn't smile any harder than when we get to the end of the show.
It's such a nice time, man. And it's smooth sailing for the rest of the week.
We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I mean, hour and a half show, and you guys were rocking with us throughout the whole thing, man. Thank you very much. If you want to hang out with us some more, talk some little dirt or whatever you want to talk about. The overtime show is for you guys. So something you want to bring up.
I don't care about Lil Durk. I'm going to be talking about Dragon Age.
There you go. All right. Come hang out with us. Patreon.com/LBHT Show is how you do it for as little as $5. That's all it takes. $5 a month. You can come hang out with us on the overtime show, and you get access to our Discord. All right. And once you're in the Discord, you're in. We don't kick anybody out unless you give us a reason to. Okay. What are you laughing at?
Because that's the only time I smile. That's not true. Okay. It's the only time I smile here.
All right. Come hang out with us on the overtime show. All right. Patreon members, get ready. The overtime show is starting soon. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
He is ready. Thank y'all very much. If y'all going trick-or-treating tomorrow, be safe. Oh, and it's April's birthday tomorrow. Okay. Happy birthday to April. I love you. Okay. Enjoy your day.
That's the stuff you have to say at the beginning of the show so they can do birthday donations, man. What is going on?
She's not on the show. They're not going
to. It don't matter. It's family here.
All right. But the good thing about it is Cash App works all the time. You don't have to be live for the Cash App to work. And another fun fact, okay, you do Cash App, you hit up the Streamlabs page, if we don't get it on this stream, if you're watching a replay, we can just play it on, you can donate and we can play it on the next stream, right? We get your messages. They are saved forever. They don't disappear on our side. Okay. Jay said we would have donated more. Go ahead and donate, Jay. Go ahead and donate.
Bruno, we'll yes. Bruno asked, do I make the Black History Fact videos? Me and Okole. Yes.
Yes, Okole. Give Okole some credit.
Unless you have a problem with them, in which case, no, I do not.
And Okole is not Morgan Freeman, okay? All right? Do not get us in trouble over here. He is not more. Some of y'all thought it was Morgan Freeman.
He really resents that.
Yeah. Yes. All right, y'all. We are out of here. B is ready. We'll see y'all in the overtime show. If not, have a great week. Be safe tomorrow. Peace.